beyond virtual displays, the comprehensive potential of the metaverse. I know we've got some rock stars on this panel as well. So we've got Daniel, Senior Solutions Engineer, Hendrik, Founder and CEO, Bastian, Global Lead, XR Strategy and Partnerships, Roman, and Project Manager in Metaverse, and moderated by Anna, Innovation Lead in Emerging Tech. This is going to be an insane panel. We got Meta, Unity, all the big players here. We'd like to welcome them to the stage so they can give their intros as well. Please give them a warm round of applause.
Have the mics there here. Yeah, well, we are really, really good, even for German timekeeping, to be honest. We did a little time travel and start 10 minutes earlier, and we'll just extend this panel, I would say, as people are still joining in. But since we had a lot of pre-discussions, I think we can also fill 1.5 hours, 2 hours. But you need to have the mic on your mouth. I think let's test if it works.
1 2 1
yes,
2 1 2.
Perfect, Hendrik. So we do kind of, you say, soft introduction, like a beta launch for this panel. And I will introduce myself. I'm Anna Graf. I work as Innovation Lead Emerging Tech, which includes Metaverse, immersive, spatial, however you name it. For Arvato Systems, we are part of the Bertelsmann Group. And I'm always very curious when it comes to new technologies. And we are always waiting for this moment, you know, the Gartner hype cycle, when we really get to the mass market adoption. The Metaverse has been one of those topics where people have been waiting for a long, long, long time. I think like the first goggles or this machine already existed in the 60s. So I have the great pleasure of having experts from different fields here together who can really explain how they have been building, how far we have come, what we are doing, and whether we might already have achieved mass market adoption. And to start, Bastian, this is important now.
All right.
I will give it a moment because we have this funny thing last year in October when this great Ray-Bans, I always need new sunglasses. And then there was suddenly this one, and it looked like a normal sunglass, but it has this extra feature. So if somebody doesn't want to be on video now, please close your eyes. like a little shot. You see this light blinking here. And Bastian, if you also start your video, we have a double one that we can combine.
Yeah, does it work? Okay, I can even do it with voice control. Hey Meta, take a video. And now it starts. So it's pretty easy to control, and pretty cool things you can do with it. We're going to talk a little bit more about this in a second. But
yes, exactly. As I said, soft launch, so a little time for products to show on stage, which already leads to what I was talking about. And I think we can now slowly start with the introduction of who you are and why I'm so excited about this panel today. Maybe we start with Daniel first from Unity.
Yeah, sure.
As we know, we all need an infrastructure to build on. It stops after 1 minute. And Unity has been delivering this for many years already now. It's a system that many like to use because it's open. You can easily start building on it. So I'm very happy to have you here today. When did you start entering the Metaverse immersive worlds?
So actually my time at Unity started around about 5 years ago. And just before I get introduction, to make sure everyone knows what Unity actually is. So Unity provides a real-time 3D technology. And there are multiple aspects. One is the Unity editor that actually allows you as a creator to create an, for example, immersive application and interactive experience for different contexts. Could be an industrial use case, but could be also like a game, a customer experience. And then there is another aspect, that's Unity Runtime. That is actually the component that enables you to deploy this experience on multiple devices. So one device is, for example, provided from Meta. The Quest headset is quite popular, but there are also other devices, and you can even think about new in-car experiences where Unity runs actually on an embedded device, on an embedded Linux chipset. So this is really powerful, and that's just what I wanted to highlight. And regarding myself, so as mentioned, I'm at Unity by now around about 5 years, and I'm coming from an industrial automotive background. So before I joined Unity, I was working in an automotive company in a digital factory domain, and there it all started with the DK headset. Back then it was called Oculus, that provided this first consumer headset. And this raised a lot of interest, especially within automotive planning guys, because there they saw the opportunity to immerse themselves into their planning model and then do certain use cases that were not possible until then. For example, you could think of a simple walkthrough where you walk through your virtual factory, but then it became even more important to embed this into the process and allowing different stakeholders to assess, for example, an assembly process. And that's where my journey basically started with Unity and with CONF3RENCE technologies.
Thank you very much. For me, you're the only newbie on the stage. Bastian, I know you for a while now. Please introduce yourself. You have been working, I don't know, I think we met first at the ADC. Quest 3 didn't exist at that time. Moderator didn't exist at the time. I think we've gone a long way in just 1.5 years. And maybe everybody here knows Meta, but
I hope so.
please
I hope so.
introduce yourself as well and how you entered the Metaverse.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone being here and like showing your interest in our technology in Meta itself. My name is Bastian. I'm part of the Reality Labs team at Meta, which is a team that Mark introduced in 2021. And at that time, we not only changed the name of our company from Facebook to Meta, but also kind of changed the future of our company from a social media company, and you probably know Facebook, WhatsApp, or Instagram, one of our companies, and it changes to a company that is now fully invested into the Metaverse and into immersive technologies. And you said it right. Specifically last year, we introduced a lot of more and new technologies. One of them is the Meta Ray-Ban. I don't want to make too much advertisement for it, but you should give it a try. It's pretty amazing, and I will talk about it later on in my keynote. The other piece is the Quest 3 device, which is hopefully the most powerful mixed reality device in the market right now. You guys know it because many of the applications, many of the content that you can access via the headset is built on Unity. But yeah, my team is mainly focusing on working with developers, with brands, on getting new virtual and mixed reality content onto the headset. So yeah, that's what we focus on, and side job is talking about the Meta Ray-Bans and the cool functionality.
I will also ask you about Lufthansa later, but first, Hendrik, I met you at the Media Days in Munich in 2022, it was already, I think, and we are always talking about how will TV even exist in the future, or what is the customer experience that we now want to extend? And you have been working in TV production for a long, long time with Welt der Wunder, which was also very exciting. I think you always focus on really getting excitement into the people, which it was such a popular TV show. And now you started thinking about how can TV also work in the future, or which features do we have to take, which was so exciting about TV, so that it also excites the next generation. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Hendrik. Yes, as you said, I'm a TV producer, broadcaster. This was my former career, but it started in 2016 actually, when we were thinking about how can we integrate those new upcoming technologies like blockchain technology. So we invented kind of a licensing trading platform for the professional industry. It was all B2B driven, and suddenly there was that another new technology called OpenWebGL, and we thought, oh my God, now the internet becomes 3D. What are we going to do with that? So we started to develop our own Metaverse platform, which went live already in November 21, and it's there since then. The project is called MILC, M-I-L-C, Media Industry Licensing Content. And the idea was actually to come up with a marketplace, an open marketplace for any media representative globally to provide future users with the best content we have, but do it more in a collaborative way. because we always thought it's better to work together than try to do everything by yourself. So the platform is there. It's a big city. You can can visit this under milk.global. We spend a lot of years with backend development and working on the functionalities. 24 is the year where we onboard partners, and we are really happy that the industry is reacting very, very positive. So it seems that we will be able to invite many, many content companies out of different media fields, music, film, TV, art, game, publishing, to join that marketplace, that platform, in order to work together, in order to do something for the user. And that means that we are thinking about how can we reinterpretate our media things we did in the past in the third dimension. That's kind of tricky, actually. I don't know. I don't have the answer.
People want to be entertained. I think this is the thing. And
Yeah,
why do we
content
even?
is content.
And now that it's the time that we wanted to start, everybody who's joining, please take a seat. We had kind of a soft launch, but on social media, you always say plunge right into the action. Don't do too much introduction. So it's kind of you enter right on time, and I think the rest is also being recorded. So you can look at the introductions later. Roman, last but not least. I'm so happy when you think about insurances, especially when we did our Metaverse page last year. The least thing we were expecting is that insurances and banks would be the ones to click on it, go on it, and be on the forefront. I met Mark Klein 2 years ago at the Mexico, and we had a talk, and I was amazed at how much innovation is happening at Ergo with the innovation and with everything. You joined the Metaverse team not too long ago, and I'm very happy to be part of the process and to look into what you have been doing. And since we had this talk, I have seen Ergo has been doing so much, so please let us know, why are you in the Metaverse?
Yeah, also a warm welcome from my side. Hello everyone, my name is Bullmann, and like you said, banks and insurances, not the companies you would see as the companies who would do digital new stuff, and especially Metaverse, what is like kind of the most exciting technologies we have right now existing out of AI, blockchain, and spatial computing. Yeah, it's something what could be really a game changer for an insurance company, because you can really like step up and have another engagement with your customers, and you have to look what is the need of a customer, what does he want to have, and also for the employees, you can give them like new technologies and ways to work. And we at Ergo, we had a lot of new products we built, and for example, one of them is well-being stuff. Mm-hmm. So as a customer, you can after lunch, for example, you can go in a special room, in the quiet room, have the Meta quest, and then
all the Apple Vision Pro.
All we have the Meta quest, and that's on that point, and you can just relax, have the glasses on, and also have music, and yeah, relax in a different kind of environment. Or what you also can do is like have a meditation for 15-20 minutes, and after that you can start to work again. This is, for example, one of the cases we are doing right now for our employees, and for our customers we are having a sales training and also one sales product where you can have the Metaverse, the Meta glasses, and go into the Metaverse and have a new experience of how you can buy an insurance. Because normally you just get a lot of paper, and our idea is to make the untangible tangible.
How has the feedback in the company been on this? Were people very hesitant? Were they like, oh my God, another hype, I don't even want to do this? What have you perceived?
So it's a really easy answer. At the beginning, like everyone was like really skeptical, and there was a lot of resistance, like, oh no, not the new stuff, and everyone is talking about Metaverse, why we have to do it. But it's the first time they use the technology and they see what benefits, for example, in meetings that everyone is happy and wants to do more and more and more. and because we are quite new in the Metaverse department, yeah, we are hiring right now a lot of new people because we have so much internal employees who ask that they want to do more.
That's so amazing. So you have been collaborating with Meta. Not only, there are more platforms, and I think we will also talk about this, how interoperability will work in the future and what we can learn from one another. But in your case, Bastian, your CEO was the one who just said, yes, here we are, this is the way to go, and we will do that. Was it kind of the same resistance in your company, or was it different?
Like in terms of resistance towards the goal of...
Towards entering this with 100% and going this way.
Well, resistance, I'm not quite sure. I mean, our company is known for one person making a decision, and then everyone gets very much convinced about it. How that all went down was, I think, the interesting progress, that it was quite surprise to many people in the company that we will take this direction. And from one day to another, the announcement was out and the whole company structure changed. And think about us having, I don't know, 40, 50, 60,000 developers. Like that's our engine, right? Those hard coding developers. They had to switch from building Facebook products and Instagram products to now building the Metaverse, and or let's say, let's build the tools for those brands like Ergo or Unity or other developers and brands to actually build their own Metaverse solutions and immersive technologies. So all in all, I don't think there was so much resistance. I think we knew that this is the way forward, and that's the next evolutionary step of our company that we have to take. We got a lot of resistance from everyone else who said, like, it's a buzzword, it doesn't work. I think we have proven that we can create impact with the
Sorry,
Metaverse.
still, I would say 20% of the people think that the Metaverse is built by Meta. When I have workshops, it's a shame. Yeah, this is the thing that Meta is building, right? So you didn't do a wrong thing if it's so much connected, I would say, that we had to invent new words to not always have it connected. It was a great brand move, wasn't it?
I personally think it was. I think we, I think it was. Like, we invested a lot last years in building the foundation and the tools that, as I said, like brands and developers can build all of those amazing solutions. The beauty is there are more and more of those solutions now out. I mean, Ergo is one of the best examples of what you have built, also in mixed reality for your clients, right? So I think we did a decent job in providing those tools, and now it's about really seeing where all of this is heading, and what developers and brands are building on based on our technologies.
Great. Hendrik, was it kind of the moment that you realized, if I don't go into this, this will be disrupted from somebody else, that you started really focusing on what is the next? Has this been something that's in your intrinsic motivation all the time?
No, absolutely. I was actually pretty scared when I realized that the world is changing so fast, and I know my industry, it's an innovative industry, but they have difficulties to adapt. We see it in publishing. Publishing goes down. TV goes down now. Movie goes down. Only thing that remains is radio. We're still listening to radio. But you see there's a big change in that industry, and you can wait until everything is over, or you start with something new, even though it's risky. It was risky by that time. When I started with blockchain, and everybody was looking at me and asking me, are you now a member of the mafia? Are you selling drugs, darknet, or whatever? I said, yeah. So, but over the time, you saw how the people got used to all those things. And I was always telling them, you don't have to concentrate on cryptocurrency, you have to concentrate on the technology. Blockchain technology is a wonderful piece of code. It can organize so many things in a very, very efficient way. The Metaverse is, out of my perspective, the only creative place for humans left. This is the place where we all can express our creativity, because it's something that we develop from humans to humans. No AI can do that. AI provides us with wonderful tools, makes our structures lean and efficient, can make sure that the metaverse becomes not a dark place like the internet is today by executing regulations, but it's not creative. Yeah? And the worst thing is any AI tool is going to be replaced by another one tomorrow. Yeah? So we stepped away from that development. We let others do that, but we're integrating those things. And that all comes together in the metaverse. And now it's our duty, whoever is dealing with that, with those theme parks, to find expressions. And I always keep on saying it's like we have generated or built Disneyland already, but the roller coaster is not on. And this is missing. So we're looking desperately for use cases. And the cool thing is anyone who develops that is at the same starting line, whether it's Meta, whether you guys, when you started with something, nobody has an idea what will work. You have to try and error all the time. And I was always keep on laughing about those, it's my industry, but you know, they're always looking for trends. The metaverse is here, the metaverse is there, the metaverse is down, meta is down, everyone's down. Now AI. And I keep on telling them, come on guys. Yeah? It's a little bit like, I don't need a refrigerator anymore because I have a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
So it's so stupid, yeah? And especially metaverse needs time. It really needs time, yeah. And it's not that you can develop something from Monday to Tuesday. It's 3D development. It's back-end infrastructure. It's
Even
so
Disneyland needed time. It's
10
like,
years.
as you said,
10 years till it opened,
yeah.
but everyone was looking forward those 10 years.
Yeah.
It will be there. One day it will be there. Everybody had an imagination. Nobody has an imagination what a metaverse is. Even we, not exactly. We hope we find an expression.
Yeah.
But out of my perspective, that's really, really fun. And I already see in my old industry that those guys are really, really scared. They're really, really scared because they lost it.
Nonetheless, we still have the IP, and I think what you were emphasizing on customer journeys, excitement. Of course, media can do that, but now coming back to the silent champion that I would say that you were talking about, automotive industry. I was talking to ThyssenKrupp 2 months ago, and I was like, now we know that this is Industry 4.0. We have been doing this for a long time. And why? Because it makes the process more efficient. I also have the Pfizer case in mind, where they couldn't even have started with the production of the vaccine without the virtual, it was also MetaQuest, without this product, to having people educated because there were just not enough machines. So tell us a little bit about how automotive, which is a very, very traditional industry, we have to say, embraced virtual reality, and for what reason?
Yeah, sure. And maybe there's also a big difference compared to what gaming studios are doing, where they create their 3D content in DCC tools, for example. In contrast, in the automotive domain, these are typically engineering data sets, like CAD data coming from a construction engineer. And until now, it was quite a challenge of getting this data set into a real-time 3D environment, and then also justifying the effort that was necessary in order to get the data into a real-time 3D environment. So it's about highlighting the value of visualization that it brings, because you can improve an existing process, you can get faster in the planning cycle, but you can also make sure that the result is error-free, and you can have like a really reduced time until the production line has been ramped up. So this is something that the automotive companies are doing for a couple of years now. But the interoperability that you already mentioned, referring to 3D data sets, enabled them also to reuse the data that they use for their internal process, also for customer entertainment, for example. So one aspect could be like the customer excitement, where a customer is configuring a new car model, have the virtual representation of the car that...
I'm still waiting for this, by the way, because they don't do it in stores yet. I'm
not in stores, yeah, that's true. And also giving you the configured model to increase the excitement until you actually have the car and can drive around. And then there is this part of entertainment people while driving. So, I mean, the way we drive will change for sure. One aspect are more immersive HMI displays in the car that actually tell the driver what the car, how the car perceives the environment. and also helps in getting along with all those assistance systems. But then there's also the question, how can you reuse all the data to generate entertainment for the passengers on the back seat? And there I can think of a nice story that BMW and Meta showed at the South by Southwest conference, where they had this in-car experience where people were wearing a Quest 3 headset, and the gaming experience was closely connected to telemetry data coming from the car, but also to the physical environment where this car is currently driving, and additional aspects like weather situation. And I think here it's really powerful to be able to connect to all those different data sources that are typically in silos and not really connected, and creating a really good and nice experience. Another example, we recently published this with Valeo. Maybe you know Valeo. It's a big company that is a tier 1 supplier and also manufactures sensors. And they also see a huge potential and started working on passenger game. It's even connected. It's a multi-user application where you sit on the back seat. You have a traditional display. In this case, it's not a headset. You can drive your Mario Kart or other cars, but the environment where you drive in is actually the real environment captured by the car. So, and then you can connect one vehicle to another, and people that are driving on the same road can play against each other, even they are not driving in the same car. And I think this is a really powerful opportunity for those companies to open up new business models. So it's not just about selling the car itself, but also selling the software components around the car.
Talking data, do you feel, and also you, Roman, that Gen AI has also been a catalyst for now pushing immersive technologies? So this is all coming together and really help promote the product and getting more people in, because I would say, like last year, also this year, it's always generative AI, but through the back door, we see the other products are now coming, and it's coming together to really create something new, more creative stuff. It's a tool, but then you have to build something around it to really make it exciting. We have the logistics fair just over there. We were talking about a product that we're now launching, Chat with Your Data. Why is that interesting? You need an interface that you really can rely on, that is very simple, simplifying stuff. So yeah, how does this work together in your point of view?
You want to go first, or?
Yeah, so I can add like basically what Hendrik said. For us, AI technology, of course, everyone is talking about it, but it's basically one component of Metaverse, and we are just using some of the AI technologies we can have right now in our company to develop out of it the Metaverse technology. We use it, for example, to create avatars. This would be an example. And it is just one component out of what Metaverse is for us at Ergo. But we are also not really changing our strategy because everyone is talking about it. We just use some of the parts.
Yeah.
From the creator's point of view, I think Gen AI tools are really cool in improving the creation process. So there are tools that allow you to generate textures or sprites that can be used to create gaming content. But then you can also think of application logic that was typically hard or is really hard to implement. Maybe it's even impossible to implement certain use cases without using a neural network in your game loop. And this is something where Unity as a technology provider released a package. It's called Unity Sentence, and it's essentially a runtime interference module that allows you to take a trained network and embed this into your game or application logic, so that it's, for example, able to sense what the camera is currently perceiving, and then either replacing buildings with gamified content or give you information about this perceived building.
Cool. And so what many of you might have been waiting for, we had our pre-panel discussion, and 1 hour later we were talking about, when is the mass market there? You announced that Lufthansa is now collaborating with Meta on the in-flight entertainment. Is this one of the steps that we have been waiting for? What are your expectations? How many new people will be onboarded? And maybe to all of you, how will this also be part of the whole integration process of all the things that we've been talking about? A seamless integration from one product to another and being accessible everywhere, also while flying.
Yeah, I can maybe quickly recap what we have announced. We have announced that you can now take your Quest 3 headset or the Quest 2 headset into an airplane, which on a functionality basis, probably many people have thought that that's already working, but it didn't until Monday. But what we, when we figured out that we want to work on this functionality, I said, okay, let's look on whom can we work with, right? And if you think about it, pre-COVID, there were 4 billion people who took at least one flight per year. 4 billion people. And I asked ChatGPT and said, like, what is the average time they spend in an airplane? And ChatGPT told me maybe around like 2 hours. So 8 billion hours spent in airplanes every year. Looking at small screens that you can't even really see something on because the light is going in.
And no privacy.
Completely annoying. And what I said is honestly, like, you all deserve better. What does it mean? Immersive technologies, right? Having the opportunity to bring your headsets or get your headsets provided by an airline provider like Deutsche Lufthansa and really have the choice between more immersive, more depth content. That doesn't only include like watching movies or listening to music, but also includes like education, right? About the journey, about where you're heading, having the opportunity to fly over New York on your way to going there and already see like what you can explore and what you can see. And that's exactly what we are doing. That is the beauty on the technology side, that this is now happening and we will be able to provide this to you on Lufthansa flights. The other piece is the partnership with Lufthansa. And that's what I meant with empowering the ecosystem. We're not going to build the metaverse. It's going to be Lufthansa, it's going to be all of those developers out there who have those amazing ideas, just need the technology and need the right entry point. And that's exactly what we did with Deutsche Lufthansa. We announced this partnership. Throughout the next months, we will reach around 10,000 people on airplanes, providing them with headsets and providing them with an opportunity to put on a headset and really feel what it means to be fully immersed by an experience. And I think that's only the start. It's showing the power that we can generate within DACH and within Europe to build all of those solutions that are then spread around the world. So yeah, that's probably, and you see me being very excited about it because it's just something, it feels like a start of something bigger that is coming. And it's not only flights, it's also going to be in trains, so you will be able to use your time more.
There's a travel mode now. I think this is also one of the new things that came up.
Yeah, but that is a good example. It's a use case.
Yes.
Everybody who flies a lot knows how boring that is, or sitting in a train. It's really boring. Yeah. So it's really, really nice that I can just cut myself away from this world and have some different kind of entertainment. So it really makes sense. And this is what it's all about. There are so many use cases that should come at a certain point. I want to go shopping in the metaverse at a certain point because I don't like shopping in the streets. I would rather prefer it in a 3D environment where I get more information. Last year I bought a new snowboard. It took me almost half a year to make a decision because I was going through all the reviews and what is the best. And yeah, it would be so easy if I could interact in a 3-dimensional world, receiving all the information I want in order to make a decision. Yeah, or as we were talking about TV in 3D or in the metaverse expression, we're thinking about, okay, what is TV now? It's linear. If I'm going to show you a documentary about the seashells, you might have the idea to go to the seashells, but you're lost for me. Yeah? In the metaverse, I can provide you with a community driven by Facebook, with all the people talking about the seashells and providing you with interesting informations. Then there is that AI assistance, what we're going to integrate soon, coming from a big telco company, getting into details with you, asking you specific, what do you want? Can I do something for you? Can I arrange a trip for you? And then there's an API to a booking agency, and you have the opportunity to book your journey. And this is what we call content to conversion journey, and this is, out of our perspective, a reason why a 3-dimensional space makes sense. Yeah. At a certain point in between, there is the MetaQuest, providing you with a moment on the beach on the seashells. Yeah? So you have to really think about how can we combine all those technologies to something that means a new experience, a new way of consuming content, and the opportunity to provide you with everything you want. If you want to buy the journey, you can do it. You don't have to, but you can.
And I think you already gave a great explanation. This morning I was literally asked why are enterprises like Bertelsmann or Arvato Systems even looking into that? Because it's coming. And the panel that we joined in 2022 was called Evolution or Revolution. The evolution is happening, and we always realize that things happened in the past when there's suddenly this moment. It was the iPhone moment. We don't really know whether it will be like this moment. I had my ChatGPT moment a little bit later, like on Monday, for example, with the voice. So I think it might also be a diversity of moments that everyone now has, depending on when it excites you. For example, if I want to travel, if I now have this experience and journey and it really facilitates my life, it completes my experience, I will be excited about this. And this is why so many enterprises are looking into this, just finding like that sweet spot where they can contribute, because the future is coming, it's already there. Of course, sitting here on the panel, we're all very excited about it. But why isn't everybody in 100%? Before we have 10 more minutes, but maybe you can also have 1 or 2 questions from the audience. What challenges do you still see? Like, is there an age gap, for example, that you would say might be a problem? In my opinion, it might even help elder people who cannot leave their apartment to still experience things from the past. But often I hear, well, this is only for Gen Z or Gen Alpha. It's not for the older people.
No, there's no age gap. There are some development complications. Yeah? Remember when the first video was, I remember when the first video was on the screen. It was like that big. Yeah? I was freaking out. Oh, a video on my computer. That's amazing, but I can't see anything actually. I don't care, it's there. And it's getting better. It took years and years and years till data compression made it possible to stream 4K on a laptop. Yeah? It was really a long process. And lots of developers were really, really, really working hard to achieve that. And it's the same thing. It's not only generating a 3D room, this is really, really easy. Anyone can do that, yeah, by using a software. It's about how do I get the data through a browser? How do I compress the data? What if I got 1 million users? If I get 1 million users today, my system is collapsing. I'm not able to handle that, yeah? So my developers are thinking about how can we compress data? How can we push it through that little browser thing in order to make it available for the mass market? Are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? So what we see right now is an expression of what is possible now. Mm. It's way far, we cannot talk about photorealism, but it will be photorealistic one day. Yeah? The next,
we need the infrastructure.
We need the infrastructure. We need big data power. We need algorithmic data compression. There are so many technologies that has to be invented now in order to make it really, really convenient for my mother. Yeah. Yeah? But if nobody starts, it will never happen. And we as developers, everyone, we try to push things further and further and further. We know that it's not satisfying for the standard consumer, but as you said, there is that iPod iTunes moment at a certain point. iPod wasn't the first MP3 player. There have been a lot of them already, but it was the first infrastructure that made sense. Yeah? And this is what we're working all together on, and it's not that one is providing the answer. I believe it's more the whole industry that provides the answer together. It's more collaborative because no one from us can do it alone.
Exactly. Roman, you were talking about that so many people start asking, can I have it too? Do we still have an issue with accessibility for everybody to really join? Because I was talking about when the Apple Vision Pro came out, I still have the FOMO because I don't own one. So I cannot now participate, you know. There are some people who have it and they already have their avatars and they send all this fancy stuff. How do you tackle this problem?
Yeah, the Apple Vision Pro is like really amazing. So I'm really interested in what you're saying about the Apple Vision Pro. We have 2 of them, and it's like really, it's a game changer. So what we see right now with the Apple glasses, it's you can't really buy for every employee one glass because it costs like 500 to 1,500 euro, and the Apple costs 3,500. So it's like really expensive. And what we also get as a feedback from a lot of employees is that you can use it only for 1 hour, then you have to charge it. And some of them are getting motion sickness.
And it's heavy.
And it's heavy, so there are still a lot of challenges we have to tackle. But as you see with the Apple glass, it's a game changer in my opinion. Of course, it's a lot of technology inside it and hardware that's expensive. So of course, it has to cost a little bit more. But this is like really the game changer. I would say that we are starting now into a new era where you can use it instead of a computer.
Very cool. Challenges, Daniel.
Yeah, so speaking of Apple Vision Pro, a current challenge I see from industry users is that it doesn't support mobile device management. So this is more regarding what the IT teams typically face if business units want to work with such devices in a business context. In contrast, there are other devices like the CONF3 that are supporting the mobile device management. I just wanted to add, we created for the Hannover Fair demo on the Apple Vision Pro, and to me it stood out that the spatial computing aspect of such a headset is really powerful because it allows you also to bring in your classical workspace, so you do not only have the 3D content augmented in the real world, but you actually have your classical Windows or Mac applications that you are used to use, or you can open a browser and access the Power BI information to get machinery throughput. This is something where I see a trend that devices are not only to visualize 3D content, but are like a remote or an extension to your classical workbook. And there I think also the value is justified from a company side if they empower their employees to use such headsets, because they get way faster and way better in their working process. I think there is a huge opportunity for cost saving despite the investment.
So last challenges, Bastian, and then we come to the outlook. Or did you
All I
want
want
to
to
add
say
something?
is it doesn't matter whether it's the Vision Pro or the Quest. It's a technology journey, yeah, and it's all about that we're looking for APIs to get things closer to our head. Right now we're using smartphones, we're using whatever. Now we're using glasses. But that has to be developed. It's a status. It's like the first cars. They were not fast, they were not looking good, but they were working
But
somehow.
it was the last big invention coming from Germany. I've learned this 2 weeks ago in my Future Meets Industry circle. It
car.
took 10 years,
Okay.
and it was over 100 years ago. So it's good that we are also ahead in the German market.
But it doesn't going to take long till we have those kind of devices.
Exactly.
And, that's basically, we have to just wait and encourage the industry to keep on developing. And so everything is a status, but I'm really looking forward to those fancy devices.
Last challenge, and then I would like to hear from all of you how you see the market in 2 to 5 years, and maybe we have 2 minutes for questions then left. But I would like to say, to summarize this, we see that we need a lot of collaboration, that products are being built, that they are also entering more and more spaces also in our real life, that the lines between real life and virtual worlds become more and more blurry. I mean, with your glasses, I probably wouldn't even know that they have all these extra features. And more is coming with augmented reality. If you look at Snapchat, they already have the spectacles, and I'm sure that others will follow soon. So I think we're very excited about what is going to happen. We also, with every innovation, we have to be careful of how we will use our digital identities, what ownership means in the future, when digital assets count maybe as much or even more than real life assets. So yeah, maybe we can continue this talk, because I already knew 40 minutes will not be enough with this amazing experts. And now looking into the future, let's build the infrastructure together. Let's see where we can connect, where we can seek synergies. I always do this with the Future Meets Industry Circle. This is how we also collaborate with other companies. So if you come from a corporate and work in innovation, happy to welcome you there as well. Feel free to follow us. I don't know, maybe later you see the names. I think you can connect with all of us on LinkedIn. we do this game, maybe Bastian also on Instagram or Facebook. And yeah, now take a look, and then maybe since this is recorded in 2 years, we can check how your predictions worked. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, so in my opinion, in like 3 to 5 years or 2 to 5 years, we will see more and more glasses. I don't know how they look, maybe like the glass you have right now, or maybe completely different, but we don't need a computer anymore so often. We need it right now, and we use some kind of new gadget. That would be my opinion.
I see that, yeah. How do I live in 5 years? I have multiple personalities in multiple metaverses, but they're all connected to one personal database, which is protected by my personal AI, which makes it possible for me to interact with everyone on a highly protected level. And that basically means that I can slowly start to store all my data into that personal AI and provide me with virtual immortality.
Wow.
I love that. I don't know, my answer is probably boring, but I think in 5 years we won't have changed the world. I love your statement and saying it takes time. What we will see is that those technologies are getting smaller, more powerful, and will be able to serve you on a daily basis in a more valuable way with your personal assistant, with more use cases that you can actually leverage and that really drive a value to you. So that's a technology piece. What we will probably see in 5 years is more and more of those kind of projects and use cases where every one of you said, okay, now it makes sense. That's what the metaverse is all about. And now we understand why it's impacting so many people around the world. And that's why I'm hoping that we have all of those moments in the next 5 years, and there will be more of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I add to what Bastian just said. I think the toolbox is growing, and it will be way easier to create such experience compared to what effort is required nowadays, especially with hardware manufacturers like Meta that build up on Unity, for example, a lot of tools that allow you to do simple click interactions to configure a project so that you can get started really fast. And I think in this direction we will see further advancements. And the other technology-wise advancements I will see is regarding multi-user experiences. Currently, you really have to wrap your brain around how you want to set up multi-user experience, who will be your service provider, where you can store, for example, sessions, make sure that people can join a multi-user experience, that you can actually track who is the user that joins the experience, and this will be greatly simplified and something like a no-brainer that you simply use, and you won't even think about XR applications where you are the only user, but I guess it will be standard that these are multi-user applications. And another thing that will be there is that it doesn't matter where the data is coming from. So it won't be required to compile the actual data into an application, which makes it heavy and sometimes also slow to start. But you can basically leave the data in your own IT infrastructure and then serve all consumers no matter where they are. And this also implies that we need or will have different ways to transform, for example, traditional CAD model into the different aspects, what it should look like compared to an augmented reality application on a smartphone versus an XR application versus I want to see the whole factory on a browser, which is currently really hard to achieve and requires a lot of brain power and also a lot of effort to set this up.
Thank you very, very much. I love your vision, by the way, and I also want, like, you have eternal life. This is like something that you could have with your avatars and also multiple lives, which is a very strange but also exciting thought. But for myself, I'm looking for the small things, like if these glasses now tell me who I am next to, so that I don't always have to look at the names, which people tell me is kind of embarrassing sometimes. This will be one thing, and also just having this translation part. So I think we will already see this in less than 2 years, hopefully. And This is what I'm looking for. This is the next that I'm looking forward to. Thank you very, very much. I think it's now lunchtime, and we really used our 50 minutes on point, by the way. Thank you very much, Megan, for introducing and hosting us. And if you have any further questions, thank you for being our audience. I hope you get a little bit excited to reach out if you have more questions. And now have a fabulous lunch. Thank you.